Okay, I sent you a request. I think we're live. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let me share this to.
Okay.
Alrighty. We're in here. Okay, and then I sent the invite to. I'm gonna have to turn this all the way down though. Can you still hear me on Spaces?
Here. Let me.
I turned the volume all the way down on my end so it doesn't like double echo, but
It's not. Did you accept the invite?
oh, there I did now.
Okay, there we go. Because I was like,
Okay. Okay.
yep. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it down though. Okay. You can hear me still?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. Hello, 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 guys. I am Intuitive Mom. Welcome to my Intuitive Talks. We are live on YouTube. We are also live under the Conjuring Sunflower EsiGabby.
Yay.
We are live under her spaces. So if Twitter is a wait. Okay, so if Twitter is a better platform for you, check her out over there. The link is in the description on YouTube. It's also all over the place. Okay. So find it, stalk it, use it. Okay. Again, I'm Intuitive Mom. Okay. And we have a wonderful topic today. Come back onto the camera. We have a wonderful, wonderful topic today. It is a spiritual safe place. And I am basically going to, don't read the comments. We're just going to put him in timeout, high user from channel. Okay. We are going to actually, let me turn on something. Oh, I can't because we were joined together. But it's all right. We're going to spam all that today. So we are going to be talking about a spiritual safe place. And I hope that you guys get some great information from my girl here. Okay. And I hope that you find your safe space. All right. So before we begin, I'm just going to y'all, let's bow our heads and say a prayer. No. Jama Kali, Jama Durga, bow to Sri Sai, may peace be with everyone here. I am asking that our ancestors are invoked here for the highest good, for our greater cause. I'm asking that they clear not only my throat chakra, but y'all's as well, so that y'all find y'all place to speak up, to speak out, and to kind of just take over your life, your path, okay? Not anyone else's, just yours, okay? Dear Divine, please bless and charge us with the energy to bring a balance to our complete being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of the abundance that we have in the spiritual realm. Let it be felt, heard, and seen in this round for our highest, greatest good. Thank you. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have anything to say?
I'm excited. I think I do want to add into it. I just want to welcome everyone into this space. My name is Esi. I personally like to ask for spirit to have us listening with open ears and open hearts. That way we can receive the information that we need to hear, and everything else can just fall off. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if it does, take heed and look into that for yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so I am going to burn some incense. Just to, because it may be, a little nerves here. Anytime you're talking to someone that you may not like know in person. We know each other, but we don't know each other. We know each other from a couple rounds ago. Okay. I'm so sure of that. Nerves can start doing what nerves do. And for some reason, I don't have any lighters right here. So let me go get a lighter. That's why. Roll me a lighter.
No, literally. That would be so convenient.
Let me go borrow a lighter from my husband because I know he has one. There we go, right here. Okay. All right. So I want to first, because I invited you on because one, I love your energy that you share for the collective. I absolutely do. I knew you before your story was out, and that's not even your story. Before a part of your story was, so viral. I, we met before that, and just seeing your growth and how you built the house out, all the stones that was thrown at you is beautiful to see. Okay. So I want to ask you, who are you for the people that do not know? Who are you? How would you introduce yourself to people?
Oh gosh. So for the people who don't know, um I've been asked this question by Alexis before. And so much has happened. And I feel like when she had asked me that question, I was in this phase where I really didn't know who I was at that moment. But who I am right now, Esi the Conjure Sunflower, the one who bends toward the light always, like the one who has Sankofa tatted on her wrist, like who walks with the Ndinkra symbol shirts on that she got from her nana, who lives in Ghana, that she loves so much. Like, those are the roots of Esi, this public persona, this person who cares so much about the community that I'm willing to be a vulnerable front facing person to the community. Like, I'm allowing myself to be extremely vulnerable in ways that I necessarily want to be
Mm,
because spirit has told me to do so. Uh
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And when I first asked you this question, it was what, like October? Last
Mhm,
October?
mhm,
And you really gave me one of the best answers when I asked you where you were from.
mm.
And um you remember what you said?
Did I say something about, like, me being the daughters of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that from October to now, just seeing who you are is really it's beautiful to watch when a daughter gives birth to something and becomes the mother, and really becomes the mother. And when I first met you, I was like, ah. And so guys, if y'all don't know, I actually interviewed her to be one of my secretaries, like an assistant. I'm saying secretary, but an assistant. Um, when I needed some work done, and at the time, I'm like, oh, I really, really, really want to hire her. I mean, like, she's a paralegal. She has really good energy, really good energy. But there was a uh Grace. I'm showing grace. Okay, when I'm using these words, I'm showing grace to the person that was trying to manipulate the daughter into not really growing. Or you ever have a parent, well, you have a parent that over parents and they try to control you, but then there's like these spirits that are your own ancestors. Essentially, they're your own ancestors, and they are like, this being cannot be controlled. This being cannot be controlled. I'm the mother of this being. And so we have these like physical mothers that, we meet and they want to, they want a little bit of that juice. They like, I'm gonna live vicariously through my child. Okay. And so that's the energy that I met her under. And I did not tell her in so many details like that. I just was like, pull some cards. I was like, pull some cards. And the first card that she had pulled was the Queen of Swords. It was
Mm.
the Queen of Swords. And then she had these little oracle cards. I'm saying oracle cards, but I don't know if they was oracle cards, but it was something like oracle. They something in the mix of those two. Oracle tarot.
Yeah.
And one of the cards has said, make choices with your heart, not your head. And so um when I was like, okay, maybe I should make her my assistant, but I was like, she has something that she's about to be fighting through. And I personally was like, I know how I am about my kids. Like, no, I'm going to war. And I just didn't feel like, necessarily like the mother energy that was over her, that was mothering past, trying to keep her under her shoulder. I just didn't feel like I didn't feel like fighting with that person about her, about anybody. I just didn't feel like me, myself. I wasn't in that spiritual safe place. I would have created a bigger problem just even being who I am. We would have been at war with whomever, whatever, right? And then I also didn't feel as if, she would necessarily trust me 100% to listen to me. Okay. I also had experienced a spiritual attack where, I really didn't trust people. And I just sat back. I told her, if you ever need anything, you can talk to me or whatever the case is. I threw her a little hint out there. And, private between us, I threw a hint out there. And then I just watched her from a distance. I literally kept my distance. And I would see stuff and I would just be like, let me hit her in the DM. And I remember when I did this reading, I did a reading and I was going back and forth. She had tweeted something and I was going back and forth if I wanted to not correct her, but say something about a tweet that she had did. And I was like, you know what? She'll figure it out. She's a smart cookie. She's so smart. She'll figure it out. And I love her energy because she always figures it out. And she does. Like I'll see her and then she come back with it like, okay, you know what? You know what? And that's really what a spiritual safe place needs to consist of. So what she created with the spiritual sanctuary is essentially where people could come back and be like, you know what? You know what? So it's not a space to attack anybody. It's not a space to reject anybody, to make them feel like, oh, I'm the leader. I created this. It's really a place where any and everybody can go and join. And I promise y'all on that because we don't have essentially the same quote unquote practices. We all do hoodoo. Okay, we all do hoodoo. We got that from our ancestors. But when it comes, um, hoodoo is not a religion. When it comes down to invoking a religion practice, we do have different practices, and I absolutely feel safe and everything that she invites me to. I don't feel as if I'm, being judged for my mantras, my chanting, or anything. Um, and I'm never judging anybody that flows her way. Never. Like, oh, okay, we doing mad work over there. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. Okay. I'm
You're
not ever
working.
on, I don't see anybody coming back like, you know what, y'all gonna get mad karma for that. Y'all go. That's not the energy it is, because everybody is showing up exactly where they're supposed to be. And that's what I love about what she has created. I promise y'all, check it out. Okay. Check it out. What made you do the spiritual sanctuary?
Uh, so the incident with the mothering energy wasn't the first awkward experience I had with.
Unmute yourself on spaces.
Oh, okay.
So I asked, I think they heard me. What made you do the spiritual sanctuary?
Okay. So the mothering energy that I had with me recently, it wasn't the first time that I had like a spiritual attack or an uncomfortable spiritual community situation. And I figured out that I could maybe look at what other people had created and look at the structure of it. And maybe, just maybe, if I tweaked a little couple things, if I prayed about a little couple things intentionally, like maybe this could be a thing. And I really have to say, like, the people who had created a platform that was that had kind of given me the idea to even think or actually understand that this was even a possibility to create a community online. They were genuinely good people. I just think it was just the wrong time and place for them. And because of that, everything just got chaotic. And so I just had to leave. I wish them well. I hope that they're both healing. But then it was like, okay, where do we go after that? My government middle name is Love. And so I try to meet people with love everywhere that I go. And I desperately wanted a space where we could be ourselves and not be judged. That's my biggest thing. I have a 12th house, lot of things. And people, and I have a lot of fire placements in frontward facing ways. And so people view me as aggressive. So I have to work on that sometimes and find ways to transmute it.
Absolutely, I understand that. Our charts are very similar, very very similar. Actually, a lot of people that I'm attracted to that
Oh,
I've
I'm
worked
counter.
with. Oh yeah, oh yeah. She like you. A lot of we gonna get that. I swing the whole thing away. A lot of people that I worked with, that I've found myself in contact with in the past year, we have a lot of the same placements, the aggressiveness. And when you first told me that your middle name was Love, I was like, that's too cute. That's too cute. All right, what you doing to me, divine? What are you, God? What are you trying to tell me? Okay, she gives off them non-aggressive vibes, but I listen. I already think that hand be like, God, I spank you. Okay,
It's all divine love.
look, it's
That's all
all.
I'm gonna say about that. It's all divine love.
It's. I think it has to be pushed, and that's the thing that when you want to meet people with love, not like so much like, okay, I'm just loving everybody out here, but it's genuine, right? Some people see that and they take advantage of it. They take advantage of it. And um with when people start taking advantage of you, it's only a ticking time bomb where it's like, I'm gonna let this person press my buttons 1, 2 more times. But um our spirit team really, really be having our back. They be like, okay, they sit back for a minute. You know, they do sit back for a minute because God did give us free will. Okay, that's the crazy part. They gave us free will, but they sit back
Mhm.
for a minute and then the noises, the messages, they get so louder where it's like, you talking to me? They like, yes, I am talking to you. If you don't go and the dog walk, that's what came in the download. Like if you don't go and dog walk, and I'm not talking about like using anybody back, but I'm literally like, take that energy and ground it to the ground as opposed to letting it stay in your head. Okay.
Mhm.
I said this morning in a reading that I did, we're grounding that negativity and we're dog walking all over it as opposed to letting it go to our crown. Okay. Because once negativity goes up to your crown, that's when you start losing your fucking mind and you like, is this person playing in my energy?
Mhm.
And then it becomes like, I'm all about taking accountability. How much of this did I allow? Okay. And so I think a turning point for you was, like you said, this didn't happen to you. This wasn't the first time that something like this has happened to you. And you told me about that before, where you've been in a position like this before. And I think that was, no position, none of that is better than the last or anything like that. It's not a competition, guys, on who can get on our nerves the most, okay? Who can play in our energy the most. It's not a competition, but it kind of prepares you. It prepares you for I really think when we had a conversation and you're like, I'm how should I handle this? And I'm like, pull some cards on it and let me see. Pull the cards on it. You have to use your tools. Okay. I know some people are gonna be like, well, are you gonna pull cards for everything? Yes, I am. My
Depends.
ancestor gave me these tools. Yes, I'm going to pull out my Dowers and I'm going to ask a question. Yes, I'm going to pull cards. Yes, I'm going to throw these shells. Yes, I'm going to throw these hands. Give me a minute, okay? Just give me a minute and let me see what divine is telling me, okay? Before I make the wrong choice and respond the wrong way. And so, I told you things are going to happen like that. It's going to happen like that. But you got a choice on how you want to handle this. When and everybody isn't going to be accepting of um girl, allergies be allergy. My husband got the air on, okay? Everybody isn't going to be accepting of how you express yourself and how they're going to be like, oh, you're attacking this person because of who it was, okay? And I don't YouTube, I've shared her story before. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay. So I shared her story before about what happened, and I think it's very important to reshare it again, because this is about creating a spiritual safe place, and the insult happened within the spiritual community. Okay. So, Esi, go ahead, share it.
Oh Lord. Okay.
How
Wait.
did it? How did you? And we'll build up it's suspense. Okay, look,
Right.
build it, and because this didn't make you, it also didn't break you, but it's a great chapter in her book that she has coming. It's a great chapter, okay, because it happens to so many of us, um, and so y'all know I name drop. So I think I need to get her name right so I don't be disrespectful. What's her name? Conjuring
Oh, Nola Conjure Lady.
Nola Conjuring. Okay, so
Mhm.
this situation involves another another spiritualist. Okay, another spiritualist, and her name is Nola Condren on Twitter. All right, on X, and a lot of people are familiar with her. Okay, a lot of people should be familiar with her. If you're on Twitter, I'm pretty sure you guys have come across her page. Somebody has retweeted her. She does give a lot of good content. Good
Mhm.
content. Okay. A lot of drawing in content. But when it comes to working with people and finding your spiritual safe place, it's very important that um we just be aware. Okay. I told you guys, if somebody says, I'm not buying any cars on the Southwest, I need to know exactly what dealership. Hi, Amazing Grace. I need to know exactly what dealership are we not going to. Okay. Or what dealership is scamming, what dealership is going to make us just, build build more extra freaking karma that we already got enough on our plate as it is. Okay. So Nola
Mhm.
Conjuring is the lady, is the spiritual house. And so Esi, how did you meet Nola Conjuring?
Yeah, so it was across the timeline. I think that's kind of a key part for, like, everyone in their spiritual journey that will be listening to this or will be listening to this. Like, she had like Alexa said, there was a lot of helpful stuff that she was saying. There was a lot of good content. It seemed as though that she had a lot of knowledge about various things, and so she drew me in. I ended up, like, kind of I had been talking about wanting a mentor on social media, and I think that was probably my first mistake, thinking about it back now. Also, that's an internal prayer for me to be that's not something anybody else needs to see. Um, but I we started interacting, we were following each other, but actually, I wanna mention that I looked at her account recently and realized that she just hopped on this Twitter in, like, May 2024. So, like, the entirety that I had seen her account was, like, the entirety that she had been on Twitter, which
Hmm,
I didn't realize before.
interesting. So she was like kind of new to social media a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess she had, like, a following on, like, she had, like, a kink Twitter, which that's a whole other thing, and
Okay.
then she also had her social media. Yeah. And then she also had her TikTok social media and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, like I ended up like, had been searching for a mentor. I ended up getting to a very vulnerable point where I just kind of felt like I needed some guidance. So I mean, I had picked up a therapist, but I was like, it would be great if I could pick up a therapist and a mentor at the same time. Like I'm looking to get myself. I did say that. So I was just like thinking to myself, like, it would be great if I could have both at the same time. Me, Virgo, Sag Mars, I need accountability. That is what like works best for me. I need someone to be like in my ear telling me, hey, like that might not be okay, or like just let me know where to move and how to move.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the way that I come across is not the way that people perceive it. As much as I mean with my intention to be loved, if you don't feel it with love, then it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
I have to work on that. So I had her as a mentor, and she like I asked her to be a
Come on the
mentor.
camera.
Oh yeah, and so she was doing it for free. She gave me like a link. It was like, "Do you want to be on the Discord?" I hopped on the Discord. And it was she has a sexual side to the Discord.
Okay.
There's not much I can say about it on Twitter. I mean on YouTube.
You can talk
But
crazy on YouTube.
oh, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um
You can
Yeah.
talk crazy on
So
YouTube. This
there's a whole
this is not made for
BDSM
kids.
BDSM kink like side. Now, like, you had to enter it, but I'm also like, well, I've seen some things about this before. She's saying that there's a spiritual element and that I like should tie these two into each other and like look at like each part together as a whole. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm being a open and willing student at this point.
Okay. So couple things you said in here, right? Couple things that you said. Okay. Not laughing at you, I'm laughing at the whole overall thing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We live and learn. We laugh at our own thing though, okay?
Mhm.
All right. So you said something important. You had said that you were asking for a mentor, right?
Mhm.
You was mentioning that online, right? And this is 2024,
Mhm.
right? So year of eight, all right, Scorpio energy, period. Eighth house activated, right? So asking for a mentor is, and you've learned this because you just said it. So a spiritual safe place. I'm gonna tie it all back to this spiritual safe place, the spiritual sanctuary. I'm gonna tie it all back into there, right? Every time. Now, asking for a mentor online is one of the biggest mistakes that we make. Even idolizing anybody online is one of the biggest mistakes that we make in the spiritual community. It's just like over tweeting somebody. Um, our spiritual practice is, at first it's loud, and then when you really, really, really tap in and you know that, like the ancestors, okay, y'all don't be mad at me when I say this, okay? All right, listen, the ancestors are loud. They're loud. Church, they in there tearing it up, okay? But the gods are, they're like, the deities, they're quiet. The gods, they're quiet, right? And so when we get, my face just started doing this thing that it does, so I know my ears are ringing badly. Okay. Um, when we get so close to a certain type of energy, it becomes private. It becomes private. Our relationship with the deities become private. Our relationship with the gods, it becomes private. Our certain worship. And so I think that when you were asking for a mentor, hold on 1 second, my baby.
I need a drink of
Live.
water.
Live. My son said, "What's going on, y'all?" How was practice? Okay, good. School? Okay. So, what would you recommend to people that are in the place where you were in 2024? Like, oh,
Oof.
I need guidance. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to say, lost, because I actually feel like you were very found at that moment. Like you wasn't lost. You was right in the place that you needed to be, because you really needed to go through that. You really
It's true.
needed to learn that big lesson. And so, what would you say to people that are saying, I need a mentor, I need guidance, I need, if you came across a tweet right now and somebody is tweeting exactly what you tweeted, what you was tweeting in 2024, how would you respond to them? And don't ignore them. If y'all come across this type of energy, don't ignore it.
I think there would be a lot of different things I would wanna say. I'm trying to even, like, stack them in my brain.
What was the
So the
tweet
first
what
one
was the
would
tweet
be
that you put?
what was the tweet that I put out? It
Yeah.
was something like, I'm really looking for a mentor, like, I'm really ready to take that next step like in my spiritual journey. I thought that would be the next step in my spiritual journey.
Okay.
Um, I think the first thing is to never guess what your next step in your spiritual journey is. I think that's goofy. It was very Virgo of me to try.
So organized. You are so organized.
I try. I really want to be able to be like when I see the downloads, I'm like, okay, so then I'm gonna put it into the timeline organizer, and then spirit's like psych, and then like shakes it all up and then puts it back. Yeah. That is literally like the visual I have in my head about that. But that would be the first thing that I would say, like to just oh, and then the second thing would be to it kind of has to do with you. When I left the house, before I knew anything was wrong, before I this was just when I had the spiritual side eye and I didn't really understand anything. I just asked spirit, okay, so I don't have a mentor anymore, but I think I'm just gonna ask you to let me know when I'm doing something wrong, send somebody my way to say something, send a message, send a spirit, literally, yes, send a spirit something, just let me know. Like, and when I said that, Alexis appeared. We hadn't talked in probably like 3 or 4 months, or maybe 2 months at that point. She just popped up, had like a full conversation, very illuminating conversation. So that would be my second thing is that like when you're ready, the person will appear and or the message that you need. Because
Right.
I think a lot of times we think of things in this very 3D fashion and they're not packaged that way.
Yes.
Like when I thought about getting my next downloads and what they were going to be, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know, but it definitely wasn't visions, I can tell you that. So especially with how my eyesight is, it's kind of I just it's cool though. Um,
Where's your Aries placement, if you don't mind me asking?
my Aries placement, that's a good question. I don't think I have very
What's in your first house?
that's Libra. Oh, that's on my descendant then,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Yep. It's Libra.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Mm,
That means that your Aries placement is in your seventh house in your
mm,
partnership. So very controlling when it comes, not controlling, but very uh not controlling, but very like this.
yeah.
Like this. Like that's where that the need to control comes in at. Okay.
Mm.
I'm an Aries moon, so I try to control my emotions and everybody's emotions around me. Everybody's. And my fifth house at that too. So
It's a
everybody and
lock
their
in the
kids is
box.
my kids. Everybody and their kids is my kids. But so after you contacted Nola Condren, right?
Mhm.
After you contacted her and she was like, hey, you want to be on my Discord, you want to do all of this stuff or whatever the case is. Now, y'all are building a relationship far as a mentor and a mentee. I guess is that the word? Mentee. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where and how long did this sit situationship last?
Ah, let's see. From May of last year to February of this year. So is that like almost 8 months?
Okay, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Yep, 9 months. 9 months.
Ah.
The birth of
Uh-huh.
the baby. You didn't have a baby. You didn't have a baby. Okay. And that's usually how it happens. Okay. You have a baby and you be like, hold on, I am not that person. Okay. That's usually how it happens. It takes about 9, 10 months to have a baby. And when you gave birth, it was you was like, I got to get the hell up out of here. That is
Mhm.
it is it and spiritually that's actually in the spirit realm is every day is a year. Okay, every day is a year
Mm.
in the spiritual realm. So baby. That
That
was
was
a
a
lot of
lot of
years, a
years.
lot of spiritual years, you know, and that's how people are able to that's how people are able to take energy so quickly
Mhm.
that your life just be like it's not yours any. I don't want to say it's not yours anymore, but that's how you will feel as if you're being controlled. They're working, spirits are working as we are sleeping. I mean, like for real, they're play. So what was it that was it any particular situation that made you say, and you might not have even, you know, because oh man, mirror magic and glamour magic and energy harvesting and destiny swapping, those are some powerful rituals that are being done. And especially in the last 5 years. They have been ever since what year did COVID hit? 2018,
2020.
2019, 20. Okay. When COVID hit and they put us inside, um, they did a sweep. It's almost as if the energy came through. So, and I hate to blame COVID because it was something bigger than COVID that was happening behind the scenes. But
Mhm.
what one situation was it that you was like, I don't want this for anybody else?
Ooh, ooh.
Because you essentially have a protective space and you came from a space that was unprotected, but you have so many people that support you in this safe place that you have created. So, was it one situation or was it just like an overall thing?
Um, I okay, so I think there is one situation. So I brought my significant other into that environment with me.
As you should. I
And
your
yeah, because
spiritual,
I mean,
it's your
yeah,
spiritual thing. So, as you
yeah.
should.
He's interested in it, I'm interested in it. I didn't wanna feel like I was excluding him from something that I was enjoying that was a community. Like, if this is my community, why shouldn't he be a part of it?
Right.
But he's a Pisces moon, so he has better intuition than me. So he had already had, like, his side eyes, but he just listens to me. Um, so he joined. And so, like, we got this reading from her, and it was kind of a random reading. And what I noticed is when she would pull cards, they would be accurate. But when she was just channeling, it would be like projections.
Okay.
So
So,
she's
she's not an intuitive reader.
no,
Okay. Just
no,
a heads up. Yeah, guys,
yeah,
that's kind of what an intuitive reader is someone that can pull energy without pulling any cards. They can be using other tools, but tarot readers use tarot cards.
right.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so she basically it wasn't that she didn't hit the head in our relationship and the fact that we're both like young and possibly could look into being polyamorous one day or anything like that. It was more so the fact that she was like, for you guys to be a couple, to be like a cohesive couple, like this is what you're gonna have to do. And yeah, like, and this is where we're gonna have to move to. And there is also a period before that where they're trying to convince me that like I really like women more than I like men. And I understand like decentering men and totally for that. Love that. Have decentered men in my life. However, I am bisexual, so I do like both. And it just comes down to that. That's why it's a 50-50 thing. That's why I'm with my man. I like both. And he happened to be the very rare 0.01% in this area of pure, kind-hearted, good men. And so yes. Yes. So because of that situation, we kind of entered rocky waters, and she described her marriage as polyamorous, but that doesn't like it's really just an open marriage, but that's a whole nother thing.
Right.
Um And so when I'm going to her for guidance when we got into this rocky water portion because of what the guidance she told us. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Like
Okay.
she definitely said that she wanted me to like come and like come down there. So and the lover's energy in reverse card comes up for her a lot also. So those are all things to watch out for also. But she like she just wasn't there. Like I came to her to tell her about the situation that happened between me and my partner, and like she was gone. Like it was like I was trying to ask her for answers, like, "Oh, she, this big wise person that you are, my mentor that you are. I'm coming for you to for support and stuff, and you're really asking me like a girlfriend asking for tea right now."
Right.
It was crazy. And so after that, it was like, no, I can't. I almost risk. I put something that I value, and I shouldn't value, but I very much value very close to myself, which is my relationship with my man, in a very precarious spot over some woman that I had met 4, 5, 6 months ago.
Okay. So you started to feel the energetic pull of her separating you from other important relationships.
Hmm.
So it was isolation, basically. That's how it starts. You get what I'm saying? Like, well, let me isolate the victim. Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, speaking on the isolation, like she definitely there was a lot of there was a lot of friendships that died around this period of time also that,
Sorry about that.
no, you're good. That, makes me wonder if I needed to cut them off or if that was just like a leakage of what that the isolation of the shrinkage of what she had me going through. Like, I felt like I didn't have the emotional capacity for my friends because I was so tired all the time.
Yes.
Like, I was absolutely depressed. And, like, I struggle with depression and PMDD, so those things aren't new to me, and I was going through a lot, but I I couldn't shake myself out of it, and that's unusual for me. I can usually do it after a while.
That's a part of the energy harvesting. It kind of it drains your good energy and it's not pouring back into you. You know, it when they drain your energy, they don't pour back into you. And that's the crazy part right there. Okay? It's like you're not pouring into me and you said something about you going through something and then her not being there. At any point as your mentor, did you try to talk to her about maybe friendships that you were losing, relationships that you were losing, and what exactly was her response?
Oh, like, when she was very that's why I went to her with this one, because with other relationships, she had been very interested and involved in trying to help me with a solution. Although when I look back at it, all the solutions were kind of moving towards isolation. Well, maybe you shouldn't be with your family right now if they're not gonna understand your practices. Maybe you shouldn't talk to them. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
you shouldn't find a middle route. Like, you know?
So it was never no, well, let me because something about spirituality that and I'm saying spirituality, but something about healing work is that we are sometimes separated from our family so that we can heal them from a distance. Especially Reiki healers, people that have the abilities that have power in their hands and in their mind to do like distance Reiki, but it should always be supported with you're only separated from them physically so that you can continue to send energy and there's no interferences. You get what I'm saying? Um, Realizing this has happened to me as she's sharing. That's what Lori said. That's why I wanted to bring her onto YouTube and just kind of like get her story out there. So there was no point into your cup as you're really like, because at the same time I want to say this too, because I see y'all. I see y'all. I see you. I see, and when we talked, and we talked in, like I said, this was October that me and you talked. Um, I see greatness. And one thing I do before I have a conversation with anybody, before I interview anybody, before anything that I do, is I place us in a spiritual bubble. So there's no interferences. It's only truth and it's only love. It's no interferences. So I started hearing and seeing all different types of things. And I seen a creative spirit, like a baby on you. Like,
Mm.
yeah, I'm about to, yes, I'm about to be born. I seen it in you. And, I'm a person that believes success comes with partnership. And I was like, I don't want to be that person. I would be, using you too. Because I'm asking you to be my assistant and do, basically I needed you to clean up some shit. I'm like, I'm about to send you all my spiritual stuff and I just need you to type it out. Right. So you're going to be invoked as you're typing out the things that I'm saying. I invoke this, all my spell works and all that stuff. I'm like, I need to take them from paper. And I need to give them to you. So you're going to be invoking stuff. So essentially some days you'll be tired. And it's like, I want to be able to pour into you as well too. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
And I see you getting ready to birth something beautiful. And I'm like, but you was getting ready to go through some shit too. And how much of what you went through, how much of what you went through contribute to you just like waking up one day saying, I'm in labor.
Ooh,
I'm in labor. Like, baby, hold my hand. They can't hold me back.
it
And
was
of
side
course,
by side.
I,
I
I
was
was about to say,
literally
of course,
pregnant.
your partner is really like, I got you, baby. I got
No,
you.
literally. He was
Yeah.
just there supporting me, listening to me, being a good partner. Um, yeah, like, cause once I had the spiritual side eye and I left the house, like, I would say that's when I was in
He
labor
said
because
spiritual side eye, y'all. Spiritual side eye.
once you go through your internal checklist and you're like, "This isn't me, this isn't my ego, why do I keep getting this? Why does this keep popping up in my head? The same thought. Like, am I and then, like, let's dissect that thought. I'm a person with anxiety and I overthink. So if I have a circling thought in my head, I need to understand why, right?
Exactly.
But when it was that circling, like, it wasn't anxious feeling. It was just like, nah. Like, every time. It was just like, absolutely not. We're done. Like, energy, it's wraps.
Yeah.
Door closed, no. And I couldn't shake it, like, I felt like I was being disrespectful to myself and her and everybody in that group if I stayed there any longer, because
Now
I
I
know I wasn't supposed to be there.
now I seen messages because you shared a lot. You shared a lot. When you finally spoke up, and I had told you, I said organize all of it. And baby, when I say you organize the hell out of that. Like, no, who was my mentor is the title. Who the fuck was my mentor? Was the title of this. And when you organize them thoughts, I'm like, my baby came through with the speech. She ready to take this to Congress. Okay. This shit got signed, sealed, and delivered with Judge, I need y'all to read this. When you know how you quit a job and you go out with a bang with that master email where you CC, BCC everybody on. Actually, you CC'd everybody on. You ain't blind copy nobody. Okay, that's
Mm,
how she delivered it. Okay, that's how she delivered it. When you was typing that up, I know you had so many emotions
mhm,
going through you because I've been there. I've cried about it. I've done all that. And when you type that up, right? You was ready for every response that could possibly come to you because you got screenshots. You like, okay, I also contacted her. I had a conversation with her. She's like, no, I'm not playing in your energy. Like, no, boo boo. No, 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 no. I don't want this, okay? Um, and as you were contacting her, do you think that she had a inkling that you would ever make a video like that? Yes.
I think that is why she apologized at first. Like, that very first time when I left the chat, I think she saw everything that was about to happen, and she was like, "Maybe if I can just, like, make her think she doesn't know yet. So if I can just make her think that this is how it was, maybe it will be cool." But she slipped up. She did her classic little Freudian
As they
slip
all
thing
do.
within that text message talking about if I took your energy or something, like if you felt as though I was taking your energy or something like that, or constraining you. Well, now that you said it, huh, I
Now
think I
you
do
put that
need to
thought
look
out
at
there, because you
right.
were really nice in those messages. You was really nice in those messages. When you were, but it's that love. It's that middle name. That was love. Now I want to say this too, because I had to learn this myself. That um I had to learn this myself. um we have teachers, we have quote unquote, our teachers are our gurus essentially, right? They're into, because she does practice spiritual work, right? I'm not going to take that away from her. She does practice, right? We're not supposed to disrespect them, okay? And when you first said something to her, you were not disrespectful. You, at no point do I think you was disrespectful, to be honest. Like, I know, not online, not on your platforms. Um, so tying this back to the spiritual sanctuary, it really gave other people a voice, because you didn't come at her like rah 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 rah. Um, you know, because I've been there, I've done it. I'm a rah 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 your ass, okay? Especially if somebody doesn't want to take accountability, it's very frustrating. But I do feel like she took a midget of accountability, but also had excuse. Okay, had an excuse. If you felt like, no, no, I didn't feel like that, but now that
Right.
you mentioned it, I absolutely know that that's how you wanted me to feel, and that's how you made me feel. You know, I don't know if I'm ready for this next question I was getting ready to ask, so I'm just write it down. Give me a second.
Alright. I need some water.
Right. I'll ask that question in a minute. So after she said, you know, okay, so let's fast forward. So she eventually blocks you online, right? Um and
Ooh, excuse me.
EC has never been really disrespectful. Okay, I want to tell y'all that. Now, other people have replied to that very viral tweet that you put out there, right? They have replied to it. They have spoke up and spoke out about her. They have said things about her. And what's crazy, y'all, is I actually invited her on to Intuitive Talks not too not too long after EC came to interview with me. She had told me that the mentor actually sent her towards me. I had posted it. I was looking for a assistant. I was paying $18 an hour. And then I had some interviews and whatnot with people. I had some interviews with people, and I was like, "Who sent you?" I already felt it. I already knew it, right? But I was like, "Who sent you? Who sent you?" And she was like, "Actually, my mentor told me about this." And I was like, "Oh, that's your mentor?" And I was like, "Is your mentor such and such, such and such?" I hit it right on the money. Um, and me and EC did not know each other at that point. I only knew Nola Conjuring because I paid close attention. listen, I used to be on Twitter wilding, right? And I've been on Twitter sharing spiritual work since 2010. And anybody that just pops up and their tweets are very similar to mine, I place eyes on them. Okay. And so I invited her, as she said, she's very eye catching. She'll say a lot of things. And, I was like, okay, she's in New Orleans. She might know what she's talking about. But I learned my lesson with that. Just because you're in New Orleans don't mean shit.
Mhm.
It don't mean nothing. Okay. The person in Ohio might be the one that is giving you all that juice. Okay. So it doesn't matter where the person is. Don't go off of a geographical location. It means nothing. It means nothing. The energy could be ugly anywhere it's placed. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, so when she told me, she'll hit me up. I invited her to come on to the show. I wanted to talk about hoodoo being a close practice for Black people or whatnot, right? I have my own opinions about that, but that's just my own opinion. Um, and it's mine, okay, y'all. It's mine. I'm gonna keep it to myself, okay? I like hearing other people's opinions about it. But I wanted to talk to her, and it was during Hoodoo Heritage Month. And she never got back to me. And I felt as if she didn't get back to me is because I have a ultimate truth spell that goes, right? And I just kept eyes on her. And I paid attention to you guys. And at what point did you feel as if this teacher, this mentor did not want you to progress in your journey?
Mm.
Or did you ever feel like that? Or is that just my opinion?
No, it is definitely something that hit me. It was kind of unfortunate because it was like a lot of narcissistic relationships where you have to kind of like piece it apart afterwards. What was presented to me and what was actually happening were two completely different things at all times. Her building up her mentees was her building up people of garner of following, of influence, of power, of that she could draw from and siphon from to be more perceived herself. And
Because you really,
that took a second
did,
to hit.
you really did. I'll use the word promote.
Mhm.
You really did promote her a lot, and you have great placements. Okay, you have great placements. Far as like your Leo placement, your Aquarius placement, really great placements. And your fifth house and your 11th house is walling. Okay. And so with those placements that you have, right, you have the ability to create something that, and I told you this the other day, you have the ability to know some shit before some shit is about to pop off. Like, really, come on to the camera. Look,
Oh, yeah.
really, know some shit before some shit is about to pop off. And
Mhm.
just being the first to do stuff, right? Did you ever feel like maybe and I know it was a part of the energy harvesting that they do, okay? It's a part of the energy harvesting that they do, where as you're creating, it's like I'm building somebody else up as opposed to, and I know it's the spiritual community. So it's not like, I shouldn't even be thinking about building in the spiritual community, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
essentially you want a safe space to go to, and you want as many people in there, not to exchange energy, but so that we can get, I don't know the words to use. It's not to exchange energy, but it's like
It's to have like more I don't want to say like
I don't want to say
influence in a
friends.
way, but like for more people to be able to see it. Like because at the end of the day, like, we're just trying to hit people that need something from the divine.
Right.
So in my view, spiritual sanctuary growing, although it's a little scary for me, um, the more people that are joining them allows me to be able to push that out to more people that may need something that day.
Yeah. Cause you share a lot of good information that you do and your collective. Okay. The members, cause that's who really holds it together. It's the members. Cause you might not be feeling it on Monday, or you might not be feeling it on Wednesday, okay, or Thursday. And people are posting and they're sharing things that they're doing. You get what I'm saying? They're sharing things that they're doing. So it's pushing other people to get through that goddamn day. Even you, okay? Even
Mhm.
you, pushing you to get through that day.
Yeah.
So is it a difference between what you have created and what you were a part of? And what is the difference?
Oh. Oh, man. Okay, yeah. So there's one thing that there's a lot of differences. And I will say that I have to say, but there's a lot of similarities. I'll give them their credit. The community-based aspects of this, how it's created, being on a public platform, me reaching out on a public platform, me being on Twitter, all of these things were things that I saw from other people and picked up on and was like, maybe I can use this avenue for myself. So I don't want to take that away from them. When
Right.
it comes to the structure of it, what I noticed in the spaces that I was in the past was there was a lack of accountability. There was a weird sense of capitalism, and there was a weird power structure.
Yes. That part. That part. That's right there. The power structure. It's like everybody is going to the queen
Yeah,
or everything. Like, oh well, they said it and that's it. You get what I'm saying? That whatever they say is where it goes. Y'all
right.
are we're gonna be praying like this, and now all of a sudden you're like in a ritual where you don't know what someone is doing offline in their own space. You don't know how they stuff look. So
Mm,
what you have created is really it's for yourself, but it's also for other people, right?
mm,
Um, okay. Now you said something too. I'm going back into the situation that you were in. You said something. You used they was. You said that when you said they were trying to get you basically when you were going through something with your guy, they were trying to get you to move. Who is they?
they is, so Nola Conjure Lady and her husband. They're, like, the main 2 people of the chat. So, like, within that power structure, like, they're who is she? Like,
So a
well,
lot of
there was,
people
like, the
didn't even know she was married. Well, I mean, they know that she was married, but they didn't know that her like how you are.
mhm,
Every time I talk to you, you like my man. Okay, my man. Okay. And we just had a conversation about ancestors and
mhm.
we're talking about our ancestors and our man ancestors and whatnot. I never got that from her. I do remember her saying that she wanted to create a community. I think it was like on the WhatsApp app or something. She was going to create a community where it was like her and her husband. I was like, oh yeah, create that. I ain't know nothing about this. I didn't know nothing about no kink page either, y'all. Okay, I ain't know nothing about that because none of that ever showed on Twitter. If I would have knew she had anything kink, I would have been unfollowed her. Okay, um, and I didn't read her energy. I just I read her energy one day, and I was like, it's nasty. I'm done with it, and I unfollowed. But prior to that, when she first started popping up on my timeline, she said something about being married, and I was like, oh, that'll be good. The community needs somewhere where people are in relationships. But a lot of people did not know that she was even married until your story. And her husband replied to somebody. Look, Lori's
Mhm.
like, I didn't. I honestly never knew either.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And
Yeah.
Lori is somebody that was active on Twitter. She's very active on Twitter. So her
Mm.
husband is a part of her spiritual community, which is nothing wrong with that, right? But her husband was trying to get you.
Oh, yeah, they were like, "Let's tag team her." Like, that's word for word. Like, I wish I could go back in the Discord and, like, just, like, screenshot certain stuff because
Ain't
like,
it nothing
that's
when you
literally
leave
what
the
they were
Discord, you can't
saying.
see none of that.
Man, they done deleted it all now. They
Yeah.
running, they ducking and running. And I mean, obviously, they would be if you threatened legal action, but they never sent me a cease and desist.
No, you can't do anything with this stuff legally. People threaten legal action over me all the time, and I have lawyers on hand. And the only way somebody can win a case is if they stalk you. That's it. It's nothing. They just be talking. They be like, "Oh, we're gonna do legal action." None of that stuff is flying.
Right.
None of
I'm
that.
like, "Okay."
You can take somebody to, like, small claims court or whatever, sue for under 9,000. I mean $10,000, 9,999,000 for stress and whatever the case is. But they have to be able to prove that you are doing something to them, not them are doing something to you. Because then you could counteract their claim, and then most likely you're gonna win the case. Okay. I got people
Mhm.
that be like, I'm gonna sue you. Why? You came at me first, and now I'm just dog walking you. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I could've
So
went after them legally too. I mean, as a paralegal,
my
that
girl.
was another point of this that was really crazy to me. I was like, "So you're playing in my face," and that's been a reoccurring situation in my life. People like to play in my face in areas that, like, I have strong suits in. You playing in my face with my candle work. You playing in my face with my legal knowledge and abilities. Like, you really thinking that I just don't sit here and take notes of everything?
Exactly.
Or what you can and cannot do. And you don't think when I sat here and made this video that I didn't make it under legal guidelines and standards, and carefully said what I said? Why do you think I put the article up? Because I'm
Exactly.
citing a news source, a public source. You can't sue the article, sue the
So
newspaper. You can't sue me.
the article that you're speaking on, of course I read it, and the article that you're speaking on, it is public. Um, it's absolutely public, and anybody that has any sexual charges, crimes against minors, or anything like that, it's always public. You can always
Right.
look that information up. So her husband had some charges, and you shared that information. That's when they started threatening legal action and all that stuff, right? And you didn't
Mhm.
share it under you did not share it under like, you didn't share it right away. You didn't share it right away. That's not the route that you took. It actually, I felt as if, they started doing shit and saying stuff because her husband came into the mix. And it's like, you should have just stayed quiet. You should have stayed quiet, and you should have, let your woman handle this.
Mm.
Now, there was a situation that happened that I feel happened right before you did the video, where there was a lady that had did some candle work with her, and you know the situation I'm talking about. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
So a lady had did some candle work with Nola Condren, and she never got her items, and you know whatever the case is, right?
Mhm.
So I came across the tweet. Essie sent it to me as well too, but I came across the tweet. I came across the tweet before she sent it to me, and I just was like, "Oh, let me mind my business," right? And then you sent it to me, and I was like, "Okay, maybe I need to say something." So I slid in old girl's DM. This is something that nobody knows, and I'm saying it here because I like to. I'm very helpful when it comes to the spiritual realm, and I don't always like be throwing it out there like, "Oh yeah, I'm in somebody's DM." But I be in people DM, okay? With my 6 followers having ass, okay? I be in people's DM like, "Hey." So I told her, I said, "Hey, you need help with something?" I was like, "It's no charge. I don't want to. I'm not going to do any work for you. But like, do you need guidance on how to do some protection work for yourself? Because the person that you're reaching out to, one, you should have tagged them. Okay, you should have tagged them. I was like, always don't just put the person name and their picture. Yes, it might go somewhere because it looks like promotion to Twitter. But and I think that's how it came up in my feed too, because maybe Twitter thought, oh, they're promoting this person. Okay, that's spell work too.
Mm.
Glamour magic. Okay. But Twitter is kind of confusing. They confused. They don't know whether we working with people or working against them. They don't know what the fuck we got going on in the spiritual community for real. So I slid in her DM and I had asked her, I said, do you need to know how to do some protection rituals or whatever? And so she was like, yes. She was like, I got attacked at my job right after I booked with this lady. And I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign. So I gave her some first I asked her, I said, what is your line? Like, because I don't want to cross the line. I don't want to tell people like, hey, go chant this mantra. You get what I'm saying? And that's not their thing, you know. So she was like, well, she told me what it was, and I gave her some information. And then she sent me you, which we never had this conversation. She like, is this person okay? I'm like, that person is great. That
That's
person is
so funny.
great. I was like, that's a great person to go to. Never said that this was your mentor that she's fucking with her. I never said
Mm.
that. I never said that. She just was like, "Do you know this person?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's good energy right there. Go ask her to help you." You know, I was like, they'll cross that path. I never want anybody to work with anybody else for the trauma bonding. You get what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I thought it was very funny that you sent me her and she sent me you.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay. Do you believe, and I know that since your story has came out, do you believe that there are more victims that have not spoken up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, like
Do you think these people are embarrassed to speak up because they may consider themselves healers as well too? And I'm air quoting not to be disrespectful, but they may consider themselves advanced healers or advanced spiritualists or, you know, in popular demand, but that maybe they worked with this person and they got their energy harvest or their powers harvest. Maybe they worked with, you know, spiritualists like her, and all of a sudden the tarot cards is all lovers in reverse.
mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Do you think that there are other people that have been a victim?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that came to me, like, once the video came out. So I know a lot of stories, but I also know that that's not even, like that's just not even half. Unfortunately, I know that more people, the longer it airs out, will feel comfortable telling what happened to them and what they went through. Um, 'Cause she had a wide scope. There's a lot of people, a lot of things, and she did it very quickly. She was very, efficient. I'll say that. Very efficient.
Very
About that
consistent.
money.
Very consistent about that money. That's the money. You know, I the more I work with the goddess Lakshmi, I'm going to change my words and say money is not the root of all evil. Evil is the root of all evil.
Mm.
And um do you think this was all for money or for a because I don't feel as if it was all about the money. I think it was about a I want to look at it from a positive standpoint, right?
Mm.
And because only reason why I'm going to look at it like this is because my ears just started ringing too. Is because of some of the deities
Mm.
that are being called in some of the work that she does, right? Do you feel as if it was to satisfy a particular spirit that she was working with?
Right on the head.
Okay.
Yeah, so so you're kind of the two questions that you just asked me kind of compound together because I wasn't gonna say it, but the way you ask these questions makes me feel as though I should say it. It's giving Princess and the Frog. Okay, at the end, he made too many promises that he could not keep. You feel me? He was doing too much and he had to pay the toll. Like
Ooh.
like real life watching her, and I said this before I knew I was even gonna make a video. I was talking to a friend of mine about all of this, and I'm like, it's just looking like it's just are you ready? And they just dragging her back. Like, and especially because I do work with Peron. She personally works with Peron. Her husband is Peron. So with all of that energy there, we're not even talking about the infernals that she may be dealing with. Yeah,
Mhm.
some contracts
They
did
have to
not get
be.
filled.
Yeah. And they have to be. They have to be. So do you feel as if so I think that's why I did not ask this question before we touch that. These contracts have to be filled, right? Now, there are ways to fill a contract, end the contract, cease and desist a contract. Do you feel as if maybe she is walking the wrong path?
Absolutely. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but it's the that's the thing. That's why my messages to her were so kind and with love because I truly was trying to figure out where she was, which path she is choosing. So my road has always been temperance because I mean I do want to pop off on you, but like where are you even at? Are you just like lost and you don't know which way is north or like what? And when it came down to it, what I'm seeing is that it's more convenient to be like this. It's harder to take
Or
accountability. It's harder to look at yourself in the mirror, look at the man in the mirror, you feel me? And
yeah,
like make that interchange. So it's easier for her to she would ask like if we had a bad day, "Oh, can I like eat your fear?" like or whatever. Like like yeah, she would like, "Can I grab onto it or and like just like I'll latch onto it and eat it up from you or whatever." And I always said no because I didn't want that. But thinking back on it now, the way that the feelings dissipated me so quickly, I feel like she was doing it without my consent anyways,
right.
which was probably
Why?
yeah.
Yeah. So, can I eat your fears? That's so crazy. That's
Like
so
what?
crazy. So basically, you're saying, can I eat your inner demons? And what are you gonna do with them? Like, what was that question ever asked? What are you gonna do with my fears? What are you gonna do with my fears? And then when they return back to me, and I start having all this goddamn anxiety, and because I got to deal with my own shit, I always say, clear your own motherfucking karma. Okay? Clear your own karma. That's what you have to do. So when my shit returns back to me and I gotta eat my own motherfucking fears and karma, what do you what is why do you feel as if there's so many of these people out here like that? Okay. Do
Yeah.
you feel as if that I gotta be careful with this question that I want to say where you are now, right? And knowing what you know, and are you at a state of forgiveness? Or now, forgiveness is not forgetting, or it's not accepting a person back or having a relationship with them again. It's really as if, like her even saying something like that, can I eat your fears? And now you analyzing all of the things that she have said. You went through it, and it's not an attack on her. But if she was listening in, which she probably is, right? If she was listening in, Are you at a point of forgiveness where it's like, you know what, I release this to my spirit team, they're handling it, they got it handled? Or is it like you still got your foot on her neck? No judgment.
I think I'm starting to view forgiveness as a journey like grief. And so
It is.
I cycle through them. Like right now, my cycle is I forgive you. You have to be a really deep and hurt person to do the things that you did. And so I'm sad that you had to get to that point as an individual and that we had to get here and interact like that. And I even take accountability, which if you guys watch the video, like I take accountability for my actions and what I did wrong as a mentee, like not checking up behind myself and behind spirit every time I was doing something with her. So I do have these moments of forgiveness, but then I think the foot on the neck comes in because it wasn't just me that was hurt. Like I have friends that were hurt. I have people that I met through this community that are fantastic, but they're now also going through their life frame by frame,
And
word by word of what she's saying.
you really did introduce a lot of people. People looked at you as an example from where you came from before this. You get what I'm saying? And they looked at you as an example and they see everything that you was building, everything that you were doing for your healing, and people looked up to you. And then this happens to you. So you did the necessary accountability first and speaking out, right? That's a big step because you have to say, hey y'all, I introduced y'all to this monster, you know,
Mhm.
in the closet, and I know I invited everybody in here, okay? Five Nights of Freddy shit,
No, for
okay?
real.
I invited y'all all to the party, and come to find out, the host of the party, y'all, she's been sucking our energy, but now we're gonna escape together. Y'all forgive me for doing that, right?
Oh, man.
Are you okay with her never taking accountability? Not not like she I don't see it based
Oh,
off
yeah,
of,
there's been none.
well,
I've looked for it.
it's never going to, and you might continue to look for it if, until you find 100%, until you take your foot 100% off her neck. And that's okay. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. I had my foot on somebody's neck for 2 years. 2 years, maybe longer. It's okay. Hot grief, like like you said, grief. Sometimes there is, when people die in our life, there's no accountability, and that relationship has died. You get what I'm saying? That situationship is over. You
Yeah,
received what you were supposed to receive. She received what she was supposed to receive. You don't even want the energy back that you gave her because it was genuine. You get what I'm saying? It was genuine. And then if it come back to you, it's gonna be, it might be a little shady baby. Okay. I don't want that shady baby. I got my own baby over here. You keep that. You can send it back to the earth. Whatever I gave, you can send it to the earth and ground, but I don't want that shit back on me.
right.
At some point, when we don't receive any type of accountability, any type of apology, or any understanding, at some point you're gonna come across this lady again, right? You're gonna come across her. She's not. I don't see her like going somewhere for real. I don't see her going somewhere. What I really foresee when stuff like this happen is um just waiting until it die down, or either getting a new page or a new channel or whatever it is that they do, right? Or just waiting until it die down, where it's like nobody is talking about this situation anymore. And it might come up 3 years from now. Like, I'm not gonna speak on anybody else. I gotta watch what I'm saying. But it might come up where it's like, oh, you remember that person was stealing energy from such and such? They like, no, I didn't. It's gonna be somebody in the comments when her shit go viral or something again, right?
Mhm.
They're gonna be like, oh, you remember when She had that one kink group. Remember that came out, you know? And all she's gonna do is block that person, delete the comment, or whatever the case is. But you seen it. You seen it. It came across your timeline. You know, she get a new page, she go viral, it come across your timeline. Are you ready to be in the space where you built this spiritual sanctuary over here? Are you ready to, let me not say ready. Let me not say ready. That's not it. That's not the question I want to ask you. Are you okay with her being quietly in your groups getting a healing? Or do you think that this person will continue to steal energy, harvest from people? Because I really believe that she's learning from you. And she has learned things from you. She just haven't applied them yet. When people harvest energy, they get something from us. She did learn some shit from you, and you had a lot to share. Over this past year, you've been sharing a lot of information, and you're on point with that shit. You're on point with that shit. Everything might not be, you know, to the T with your spiritual growth, but do you think that, like, one, do you think that she's quietly sitting inside the spiritual sanctuary somewhere?
Yeah, I feel like, and I had to kind of make peace with that because it's like, as a human being, if I take myself and my ego out of it, the spiritual sanctuary, like that's like what it's here for. Like just because I don't like you doesn't mean you can't be in the sanctuary. Like that's petty. Like this is that's why there's 3 mods. The divine said no rule. Like there's actually like 5 mods. The divine said no rule. If 2 more, preferably 3 or more mods, have the same intuitive feeling about somebody, and we pull cards on it, and that all just comes out the same way, then that's when we move on something. It's not ever based in somebody's feelings or emotions, and especially not without conversation with the person that would be getting removed. Like when you guys saw the text messages when she got removed from the community, we had a conversation as to why. Now the rule back then was just because she wasn't facilitating a safe space, because she was violating it.
Yeah,
She was energetically violating it at that point. She might be here right now.
right.
But she, as far as I know, spiritual sanctuary has been flourishing. It hasn't stopped getting members. We've been having consistent growth and conversation.
Absolutely.
So I don't have a reason to do a purge at this moment. However, if spirit tells me to, I will.
Yep. I think that's something that I want to exercise for you guys, because I have trolls all through my YouTube, right? And I was like, I'm not gonna block anybody. I'm just going to hide certain things that they say. Y'all can be here getting this information. That's why I love YouTube. Okay. And that's why I love that Twitter made it that even if you block somebody, they still can see your tweets, because we're here for the spiritual collective. Okay. We're here for the spiritual benefit of all. All right. So even with the spiritual sanctuary, you have built, and the community has built up by you speaking up. They essentially put a certain protection around them where it's like nobody can harvest from us. You get what I'm saying? Nobody can harvest from us. Nobody can take anything from us. Now we know how that shit feel. The minute that we start getting raped, I shouldn't have used that word on here, but the minute that we start getting violated, RAPE, from our energy, um, energetically, it's not like, okay, I'm gonna block you, but I honestly feel like um you have a lot of protective ancestors around you, right? And the work that you have been doing has really changed. It has really changed to the point where you're like, oh yeah, that's why I just went ahead and lit my spiritual candles. I mean my protection candles. I started my protection ritual. The minute that you feel the Mercury doing this thing, and it's like I want to be in your beeswax. Their Mercury counteracting with your Mercury. you like, candle, where you at?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Or,
Mhm.
prayer, where you at? You talked about prayer. How powerful has prayer been for you during this time?
Ooh. Yeah, I think I had to, like, get back to listening to the stream of consciousness in my head, and I think that is, like, tied one-on-one with prayer. Like, and so the more that I get comfortable with my voice in my head when I pray, the more I can be comfortable with the other voices that are coming around also. And it just had to become a thing where, like, I just needed to have a direct source. I kind of did the Christianity thing and, like, trying to find a conduit to spirit, but I'm the conduit to spirit. You're the conduit to spirit. Like, we're all our own conduits.
Yeah.
So I had to stop, like, trying to find, like, a spiritual middleman and just, like, literally sit there in my thoughts and, like, be like,
It's me and you, baby. It's me and you. Me,
right.
me and you,
Yeah.
divine.
It's
Me.
like that, and it's that simple, and I feel like when we start to, like, cloud it up and people try to put all these other things around it, that's when it starts becoming that, like, fogginess that you start feeling, because it's like, where or how am I supposed to be doing something when, like, you'll get ushered to do anything that you need to do the right way, like, everything's gonna happen in divine timing, so.
So now I know that you do work for other people, right?
Mhm.
Um, like spiritual work. You have your apothecary, essentially your rituals that you do. You do abundance rituals
Mm.
couple times throughout the month, right? You do protection work couple times throughout the month. Um, and you never made it seem as if someone needed to join every last single one of them.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
You never made it seem like that. When I look at your rituals and stuff like that, I'm like, she could throw a couple days in here, right? Okay. Now, how important has that been for the sanctuary? How important has that been for you to be consistent with what you have to do? And it's also, a lot of the work that you do, it motivates people as well too. And you're not a hater, you're not a spiritual hater. Okay. So when they see that you're busy, they like, you know what, let me get on my shit too. Not
Mhm.
to do it for other people, but to do it for themselves as well too. Because like I said, you share a lot of information and your community shares a lot of information where I can do this for myself as well too. Um, how important has it been for you to be consistently showing up for other people so that they can remember to show up for themselves like you had to remember?
Mm. I think that's been a very big part of this. Like, I've always been a front-facing person. I've always had leadership roles. I've always been in a capacity to help the community. So when it came down to this, I was ready for it because I wasn't in a space where I was flowing out, like pouring out of an empty cup or a half empty cup. Like, every time I'm offering an abundance ritual, and I don't care if, like, y'all can hop in with 222 or not, that's because I know for sure that I can handle that energy, and I've done what I need to do for myself to make sure that everything is going to be okay within that ritual and divined on it, because I ain't doing nothing without asking. 'Cause
That
that would
part.
be dumb. I'm not getting smacked in the face just because I wanted to do something for community. When it comes down to, like, the protection rituals and the abundance rituals, like, it's it's almost like my spiritual, I would say it's like my tithes and offerings in a way sometimes, in, like, the way that I do my community service. Like, I value community in Black people, and that combined, and then you add hoodoo, like, so much, like, I just want to make sure that people are being felt like they're being seen, heard, or listened to, and so when I'm trying to put a post out or just like a little, "Hey, good morning, here's a scripture that was laid on my heart today," like, I'm truly doing it because when I was in the darkest moments of my life, I was in groups, and spiritual places and Twitter, and there was like these people and they were saying these things that were able to lighten my mood, and if it was even for a moment, like it did a lot. Like I remember Uncle Brandon on TikTok. I used to sit on his lives in the morning, like the spiritual lives that he does, where he's like, he has like the gospel music going in the morning. He'd be praying and cooking and everything like that. I would be in the darkest points of my life, like, and it would just pop up on my page, and I would just sit there with it, and like I would fall asleep. Like it would be 6 a.m. I hadn't fell asleep yet, and I would fall asleep to it because it would soothe my soul. Like that is my goal. Like I'm trying to be a place where you can just rest for a second. The world is so chaotic and so
Are you
gross and
rest?
evil.
Are you resting better?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Gosh. It's crazy. Like, and even like the rest becomes so much easier because I no longer feel like I'm not doing what I need to do for the communities and businesses that I have, because
Mhm.
I'm able to do it when I have the energy to do it, because I have energy to do it. Like,
Yes.
and it's crazy. Like I I talked in my Geneva group about this, but before I cut off my mentor, I barely had any energy to put into that chat at
Yep.
all. There was 10 members, and we'd be kinda yapping in there a little bit, that was about it. Now
That's
it's 30 of us, it's everyday activity in there, and it's beautiful. I don't have to say a lot because we have a community, like, they all have their own different relationships and functions.
I feel as people feel safer to work with you.
Mm,
We wouldn't be having this conversation. You get what I'm saying?
mm.
And a part of energy harvesting, um, that's fine. My son is asking me what bowls he can eat out of. He's like, "That's a spirit bowl. That's a spirit bowl." At least he knows not to eat out of my ancestor bowls. He
Mm.
always does that. He always does that. Like, I'm not eating off of that plate. Like, okay. Um, Something about when your energy is being harvested, it's something about other people like uh I'm tired from even just talking to her. You get what I'm saying? Because it's almost like there's nothing coming out of your mouth. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's nothing coming out of your mouth. It's nothing. It's just talk. It's just like, oh my god. And it's not like this talk. Like, okay, when we get off here, I know I'm going to sleep. Goods in the motherfucker. Okay, not like that. It's really because even right now, I've been at work all day, but we're exchanging energy. We're exchanging energy. It's not like, oh, I'm just pulling all the way off of you. I'm hope that I'm giving something back to you. Okay. I hope that you're feeling it.
Mm.
But when you're in a situation ship, and this could be a relationship with the mentor, with a relation with the partner, with your work, whatever the fuck it is. You get what I'm saying? When it's one-sided being drained, it's like you have nothing to offer, right? You have nothing to offer. So now that so it's important to realize where your drainage is happening, okay? Where your overflow is. Where am I giving too much to? I think when you took your energy back, it was like I'm seeing like a plug, right? And then there's like a whole bunch of circuits. Okay, these are other people, but it and you might I don't know if you gave her the stamp of approval because I've never seen anybody else be so dedicated and committed to her as much as you were,
Mm.
right? Um I didn't see anybody else like that. Other people supported her, will retweet her or anything like that. But when you pulled the plug, it's as if everybody was like, did y'all power go out over there? You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So now that you have your space, right? And it's like a DNA thing now. It's a DNA thing. It went from being a energetic cord to a DNA cycle of energy. And y'all are sharing things amongst the community that you have, the spiritual sanctuary, with the whole collective online. And you mentioned your Geneva app as well, y'all. That's invite only. Okay. I'm telling y'all first to do something. Okay, invite only. With the community that you have, there's not a lot of there, we're human. We gossip a little bit, right? But there's not a lot of gossiping going on within that community and that spiritual group. Like if something happens, people aren't, they're not on there like, oh, did you see this? Da, 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 da. Now I don't know what's going on in the DM, what's going down under the DM, but outright, if somebody just click on it and they're going through it and y'all are sharing information, you have Reiki healers over there, you have card readers over there, you have conjuring women over there. You have people that have, a bigger platform than what you have over there. Some of everybody is over there in the spiritual sanctuary. Okay. People that have tiny platforms like me. Okay. You have some of everybody over there that is exchanging energy and they are not fearful of exchanging anything. They're sharing all types of shit over there. Okay. I just seen something about the period bloods. Okay. And this is not somewhere that, every group doesn't have something like this. Some people are just like, hey, do you want to do a card reading exchange or whatever the case is? They're over there sharing their brightest ideas and it's safe. It's safe. Do you think that people kind of felt relieved to have a place like that to go?
Yes, because it's like it's hard being
It's
in a
almost like church.
closed.
It's almost like church over
Yes,
there, y'all.
because it's like with closed practices, there's only so much that you can really say online. Like, I'm not trying to give people a secret Krabby Patty formula, like, I'm just not just gonna do that on Twitter, that's insane. I know that I have people that of all backgrounds and faiths and understandings that follow me, and that's fine because I don't just solely practice hoodoo, I have a lot of things that I incorporate into my practice. But because a lot of them are from closed cultures, practices, and religions, having the app where we can just kind of openly talk about it and talk about the familial experiences that like kind of tie into it and everything like that because that's the other part that we don't really talk about but ain't nobody trying to get into their family stuff on social media and the spiritual connection and oh I'm on my period today like and like the transit in Gemini is about to make me go crazy like every they gonna look at you crazy like there's just it's a niche thing we're a niche group of people and I just wanted us to have a space where we could just like ah, let it
And
all
baby, it's
out.
it's all of that. It's all of that. It's so cute. It's so fun, right? It's all of that. Um, you did that. You did God's work doing that. Okay, you really did. You did
Thank
God's
you.
work doing that. Your ancestors, your deities, they like yes, big claps. Okay, you got your flowers and you get more. You do have your flowers and you get more. Okay. Um, never change. Never ever ever change. Now, do not change. Just keep building, keep adding on to who you are, right? What is your not your line of practice, but what's your tool? What's your to go to? Is it candle work? Is it I know it's all of this. Is it doing readings? Um, is there another type of casting that you do? Divination, praying, rituals, mantras? Like you don't let anybody box you in, and I'm not boxing you in because baby, that box is big as fuck. Okay, no. What is your thing where, or you just kind of go off of the individual and what they need at that moment when you're working with someone?
Oh, yeah, so it kind of, like, goes I'll say that I usually go with my oracle or tarot cards when I go to, like, with a consultation with a client, because I'm kind of trying to see like a spread of energy, see what's going on, like if we're compatible to work together. Like when it comes to like tools that I use for clients, music is the largest one that I would say that comes through almost every time. Music and Reiki. If I'm not sending you affirmations, I'm sending you Reiki, and if I'm not sending you subliminals, then I'm sending you Reiki, and if I'm not sending you Reiki, then I'm sending you a song that was laid on my heart. Because like I don't know, things it's probably the Venus energy, but things sonically hit in my ear a lot, and Spirit loves to play with my playlist. So and I love music and I love lyrics and I love breaking things down and taking it bar by bar. And that kind of comes into like my mercurial aspects too. So when I'm going into a client and like something's going on and like the song pops up and it's like a really random song. One Direction, 2016 that I listened to when I was, like, 15 years old, but I'm looking at the lyrics and it's like, "The only thing I needed was your love and nothing could drag me down."
Okay. Only thing I needed was your love, and nothing can drag me down.
Period, point blank. That's
Period.
all we needed. Sometimes things are really goofy, sometimes spirits are really goofy, and they give things in weird ways. It's just all kind of new and like I said, the visions are new, so I'm starting to see a lot more stuff and visualize it in my mind's eye that it wasn't really there well, it was there, but I lost it, now it's
You're
coming back.
remembering. You're remembering.
Yeah, it's
That's what,
weird.
because this definitely isn't your first lifetime, old lady. Okay, we
Mm-mm,
already know that. This isn't your
mhm.
first lifetime. This isn't the second, third, fourth. I'm sure you've been here hundreds of times before. But but when the remembering starts to remembering, you like deja vu all over again. You're like, okay,
Mhm.
what is this? Okay. Have you ever tapped into mediumship?
Yeah, so and it's always been kind of, like, unintentional, but I know I have that gift. It's been developing it. I'd actually do have a person that I've been meaning to talk to about having some talks about mediumship, but yes, I do I I do hear and see things from spirits. I actually have to wear protection on me every day to ward energies that are welcoming or trauma dumping not
Yeah.
to pop up on me because I will see them anyways, but they just won't trauma dump on me. Like I Target where I work, there's most definitely like two I have to look it up, but I know at least like one older man died somewhere around there because every time I'm closing doors, he's asking to check out. So um
I
it's
love
just
it. I
weird
love
little
it.
things like that.
I work in a drug and alcohol facility. It's nothing but mad spirits up in there.
Oh, yeah.
I when I'm at work, I always have my hair covered. I always
Mhm.
have my hair covered when I'm at work. Um Once I come into my house, I'm in my protective space and I'm good. Once I step over that threshold, I'm good. But when I'm at work and I'm outside, not outside, but when I'm at work, the energy is crazy. So I heard you say that you have people that you are, that you're going to be talking to and whatnot. That's important. That's important. Not just having one person that you depend on. You've learned that, right? Like, okay, I can't go to this
Mhm.
person for everything because I know the mentor, she has a whole list of things that she does, right? We all
Right.
have a list of things that we do. Um but sometimes having multiple teachers is is really good to have, multiple teachers. It's like taking a class. Okay, I'm going here for math, I'm going here for science, I'm going here for, Spanish.
Mhm.
Okay, do you enjoy taking classes and learning new things from different people, different cultures?
Yeah, like, that's very Jupiterian of me. I have a Jupiter stellium.
Yes.
But, yeah, I love Sag Moon, like, I love knowledge, like, I will eat anything up. I just like, even if I don't directly apply it, I wanna know about it, like,
You go down the rabbit
that's
hole. You like
yeah, every time.
every time. I know that. I know that
Anything.
energy. Okay. I know that
Yeah.
energy. I'm Sagitt Stella. That Jupiter over here is just like, why did I read this? Now I gotta go. Now, why did I read it online? Now I gotta go buy the book. I gotta look at the reference. I gotta dig in there. Now I'm like, I need to travel
Mhm.
there. I need to go there.
Yep.
Next thing I know, I'm like, so do you think we could put India on the trip for 20? Okay, and then actually I need to go there with multiple people. Okay, I need to go one time with my family, then I need to go one time with my sister, then I need to go one time with, the group of people.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, now you need to really do some abundance rituals, okay? But
Mhm.
don't worry, God got you covered, okay? So Jupiter is the ancestor, so they absolutely want us to travel. Now, um, are you, the collective that you have with the spiritual sanctuary, are y'all talking about, traveling or learning, taking classes? Do you teach classes? Or I know it's people that are there that teach classes. Okay, I'm there, I teach classes. Um, so there's multiple people on there. Are y'all talking about maybe traveling, doing rituals, meeting up, or anything like that? Is that in
Yeah,
the work?
so we definitely have talked about meeting up. There's a few culturally significant places. We all are kind of in different cities within like US that have like strong points of African American history that I think is interesting. And I feel like we're kind of gonna have to do like a tour stop at
Yeah.
each one of them. Um, so I
Or just like a
that is
yearly, quarterly retreats.
yeah, that's definitely been something that we've been talking about. Group workings and rituals is more so, I don't know. That's something that we have talked about broadly but haven't done yet. I think that's gonna be coming up soon though. It hasn't been necessary yet.
Put it in the books.
Yeah, and then, the classes. So, my computer charger was gone for a while, and I just finally got a new one, and so now that I have a new one, I'm finally back in business with all that stuff, so I will be offering classes.
That's
I
good.
didn't think I didn't think that I don't know, I'll be offering classes, and they'll be affordable and on various subjects, most likely starting with root work and candle work. But,
Now
yeah.
you have quite a few people over there that are into root working, candle working, sigils. And I know you do your sigils as well. Great sigils, guys. Um, Quite a few people over there at the spiritual sanctuary. So, are people, should they know that it's comfortable over there to say, hey, I do this, like, kind of, I don't want to say promote yourself, but like, hey, I do this. It's not just,
Yeah.
you are the creator of the spiritual sanctuary, but and you make it a very safe house. Okay. um People that are over there that join, I don't want anybody to join and just be like, oh, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna use her to promote. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Don't just go over there and promote yourself. Actually, interact with people. um because success comes with partnership. I'm really doubling down on that, tripling down with that for the rest of my life. Success comes with partnership. So there are other people that are over there. Are there any creators or any readers or anything that you want to highlight that is in the spiritual sanctuary? Um,
Oh, man.
if EC can't do it, this person can.
Yeah, this is great. Like, there's so many people. Like, okay, so let's see. We got
And if you
Jada.
miss
She's a
anybody,
great.
y'all, for her mind, not her heart. Okay.
Yeah, no, literally. This is we got new people that are added in and everything now. This is just me spit ball fire. And we got Ariana. She's a spiritual marketer, designer, website builder. She's super great. Super she's my business partner within marketing. So I we have that connection, but she's also just a great person overall, and she has her own spiritual business. I actually bought a crystal Reiki set from her and some selenite, and it's really just like nice stuff. And one thing I wanted to mention is that like one thing that I thought was really huge in the spiritual sanctuary, because I'm trying to decenter capitalism from our spirituality, is that like bartering of services, like we have a bartering chat.
Yes.
Like, so like if you want, like here, I'll raise your chart and we'll do this. Or if like maybe like, I got this gift card for this, you want to do like literally like anything like
Bartering
that.
is
I
so
really
important. People forget about
yeah,
bartering. Okay. They be like, I we
like
need
that's
so much stuff. Okay. And I don't got time to go to the store.
right. Literally, like, that's like, it's perfect. So, we have that, and, like, all of the people that we have within the spiritual sanctuary are also really sweet, and they will barter with you. So then we got Jada. She's a great energetic reader. She does, ancestral reads, she does mediumship, she does great auroric scans, and she's also diving into her shamanism. So she is tapping into all the different types of spirits and figuring out who is what and what is what. And I think it's super amazing because she helped me identify some stuff that was going on with me. Then we got Nini and Shariah. We got Nini, who's basically like this tech genius, mercurial little energy fireball who just turned 21 and just has so much potential. Definitely like she's one of the mods. Shirai is also one of the mods. Those are my two go-to people. I really appreciate them. Shirai also is fire. She makes fire crown elixir. She is a fire artist. So if you ever want some like intuitive art or anything like that, you gotta go tap in with Shariah. Then we got Zigga. Zigga's our Reiki master in the group. He's our overall chill guy that's just chilling in there. We love Zigga.
We
Then
love
and
Zika.
Zigga got beast oil and stuff too. And I mean, I use my beast oil every day, so that stuff's fire. Then we got okay, who else we got? We got Danny. Danny's in the chat. She goes by I don't even know what she goes by, so we're just gonna call her Danny. Danny's in the chat. She's awesome. She's super great. She's a priestess, and she's not a priestess. She may be a priestess. She's initiated into Apollo, and
Yeah.
so she has her connections through that, and she's a daughter of Oshun. So if you're looking for to get like an Oshun reading, that is a great person to go through for something like that. Um, that's all the people off the top. Oh, Spicy Mari, special shout out to Spicy Calamari Mari. He's just been like one of the
Spicy
supporters from like
calamari.
the big yes,
That's
Spicy
cute.
Calamari. I love him, Mari. Thank you so much. He's been like a supporter since day one. Like he found me on TikTok when I'm just like, hey, join my community. Like I'm looking for people, and he's been there and he's shared and he's blossomed. Like he was basically coming into his Hootie journey when I found him. Now it's been a year. Like it's just a lot of beautiful energy. Like
A lot of
I
beautiful energy.
really yeah, it's
A lot
like
of
I prayed for this space. I genuinely did pray to align people that were together in the same causes and ideologies and missions of spirit to be in one place, and that like any other energies would just not be interested. So yeah.
that is, I'm telling you, it's really beautiful what you have over there, because that's a lot of different energy um to work with. A lot of different energy to work with. And like you said, the capitalism, you really are just like, okay, no, we're gonna do this a whole this is gonna be done a whole different way. There's no that's a lot of strong energy too. I know a few of those people that you named,
Mhm.
a lot of strong energy, a lot of strong placements, and a lot of manifestors. A lot of manifestors over there. Okay.
Mhm.
So like Lori just said, that's exactly what a community is supposed to be. Very happy. Happy for the world. Okay. She's talking about happy for you. I'm happy for you too. Okay. I'm happy for anybody that actually goes and join the community. Um and not just being like be on the wall, like, oh, I'm gonna sting this person one day, or I'm gonna sting that person one day. It's a lot of healing that's going on in that group as well too. And you know, you might not recognize it, you might not see it, but even if you had a problem with somebody in that group, it's just the overall energy is like forgiving your child, forgiving your mom, forgiving your sister, forgiving your brother. Okay. It's very and just understanding that everybody that is in that group, everybody that's in that group has been through something or has faced something spiritually, has battled with something. Some people have hit their Saturn return, some people haven't hit their Saturn return. Somebody is coming up on it, so they could be going through God knows what. You get what I'm saying? A lot of dark nights of the soul, but also a lot of freedom, a lot of
Mhm.
freedom of the soul happening there. Um, is it anything you feel as if you want to discuss, or you feel as if we may have missed, touched
Um,
on? I'm going to definitely invite you back um to speak, to come up. And y'all, we are, if you are comfortable with it, we are going to do a reading. Okay, we're going to do a live reading and just kind of get the energy or messages from divine. But is it anything that you feel as if we missed?
I think I wanna hit on the daughters of thing because I think we kinda talked about it, but we didn't talk about it fully. So, Alexis asked me, "Who am I and where do I come from?" And when she asked me where do I come from, I told her about Girl Trek and this podcast of Black women who talk about all of these powerful Black women figures that happen, and not even just in America, but in the diaspora that had all of this effect and change over the world. And when they identify themselves, we're the daughters of, because we came from matriarchal lines. When you go back to Africa and you're figuring out who your tribe is, you're going from your matriarchal line. I am the daughter of Gabrielle. I am the daughter of Vita. I'm the daughter of Carol Ann and the daughter of Nanny, and a very long, beautiful line past that. But I invoke their energies and their love, their passion, their creativity for the world, their prayers. I invoke that with my space every time that I move on behalf of spirit. I'm also moving on behalf of the energy that I've been gr- blessed enough to be born into within this family line. Um, so I just want to really put up some love to my ancestors because I know they get frustrated with me. I know they be telling me messages, and I just be like, "Okay, but I'm gonna watch this next episode, though." Um, but they've held my hand, they've let me cry, they've pushed me forward, they've gotten me everywhere that I've needed to be ever. Um, so I just really have to, like, lift them up for a second. But other than that, no.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the mothers are very proud of you. I think they're very proud of you. Teardrops, tears. Okay, like that's my baby. Okay, that's my baby. Um, she like, I mean, I'm gonna watch this next episode. That was too cute. Okay. We all do that. We all do that. Is there any advice that you will give someone who has binge watched too many episodes that the daughter of Gabrielle would give? What advice?
Oh man, the
The people
daughter of
that sit there like,
Gabrielle.
I'm only gonna watch one more episode, and then next thing you know, they're watching three.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how my mom would tell me. So you gonna stay up all night and watch them videos. You gonna fall asleep, and you gonna wake up, and you better wake up at the time you're supposed to, and you better wear your big girl panties and do what you gotta do for the rest of your day. You can't let the distraction deter you from your progress, your goal, and your purpose. Because I know life is hard. Like we're living a human existence, so we have to give ourselves those reprieves, those distractions. But the next day, when spirit gives you the energy, when you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you have the time to do so, don't start playing around, because that's when you start getting whacked, and I'm tired of getting whacked, okay? I'm done with it.
I'm
I'ma
tired
just
of it.
move.
Eventually, you just be like, you know what? This is not it. I don't want these whoopings no more. Okay,
Literally.
this this
I
spiritual journey
surrender.
right there, right? Surrender, surrender. This spiritual journey is literally ongoing. It's continuously going to, every day we change, we go with the flow. The river, sometimes we flowing this way backwards, sometimes we going this way, sometimes we just still. Um, how is your river flowing right now?
Mm. I think it's, we're pretty we're moving forward, and we're it's kind of a fast stream. We're like you said, like, I got a baby now, like, I got a lot of stuff to take care of, like,
I
it's no
got a
longer
baby now.
like, for real, like, literally and figuratively, because, like, my bonus daughter is about to be back here for the summer, like, I got a lot of responsibilities, I have a lot of things to do, a lot of stuff on my plate, and things that I do not play about. As much as I do not play about my bonus daughter, I do not play about that community. I pray about the same for both of them, quite honestly.
I
So,
have my kids, but I also have my bonus daughter, and that's crazy you say that because I do call her my. We don't say step or anything like that. I call
no.
her my bonus
Mm,
daughter,
mm,
and even those that are not blood related to us, right? Blood related to us, we're still their mothers, and we still have to teach them how to be the women that we want to be. Okay, the black
mm,
women we want to be, the that we wish that we had. And even if we did have that, now we want to give it. And then also, once we release, once that umbilical cord was cut, um, we got to be able to give that to
mm.
the next generation as well too. So I think that's cute. Not cute, but you're doing it, girl. High five. High five. High five. Okay. Keep showing up with a smile on your face. Even when you don't want to, because it makes wrinkles in your forehead. Okay, keep showing up. Have you hit your Saturn return yet?
Oof, nope.
Okay. All right. That's okay.
Oh, man, no,
That's okay.
no.
That's
We're
okay.
just in a 12th house here, so
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. We can wait on it. You
oh,
some
yeah, I'm
people some
definitely
people
waiting.
really thrive through it. They not
That's true.
some people really thrive through it. Everybody thrives through it because I'm always like, but did you die? But did you die? You're like, yes, I could have, but you didn't. That's keeping the positivity, okay? Keeping it positive. Like you didn't die, so you're all right.
Right.
Okay, so all right, guys. All right. We are going to do a reading for the collective. Surprise, surprise. EC's gonna go first. I always let my guests go first. And then I'll throw something in there. We're gonna do it together. Are you comfortable with that? With us reading
Oh
for the
yeah.
collective together? Okay. Have you done that before?
Nope.
Okay. Time for everything. Okay, first time for everything. All right, so we are asking that so I'm a daughter of Callie, you know that.
Mhm.
Of the Divine Mother. So I am going to do a Callie read and a surrender read. And then I'll probably pull a couple cards as well.
I think my voice isolation person. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna do the Your Feelings Are Valid deck, the Tough Love Oracle deck.
Ooh, tough love.
Yeah, Enlightened Auntie. She made this guy like in 2020. I like jumped on it, and it will whack you every time.
Ooh.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do one card from the Twin Flame Ascension deck to see where the collective is on their journey of ascension. Okay, I'll probably go with that one first then. Because it really feels like the reason that my story has to be so public is because, like we said, it's so universal, and we gotta purge all this stuff by the time we get to fall.
Yep.
All right, where's the collective ascension journey looking like, spirit? Ooh. Oh. Uh, 10-10 reunion, reconciling differences.
Ooh, angel number up there, 137. Go ahead.
Not reconciling differences. See? Sorry, starting 68. All right, I leave the definition out of these because they're really beautiful. Reuniting with your other half requires personal mastery for each partner. Both twin flames have to become unified individual souls that are whole before a healthy relationship can be established. The fastest way to reunion is to find balance within. This shift this will shift energetic polarities between both, which must be accomplished before alignment is possible. Just like any relationship, you have to reconcile past differences and heal wounds. Twin flames must release ego, practice patience, develop compassion, learn to forgive, and find acceptance and love unconditionally. Doing so helps you find both peace in the process. Oh, doing so helps you both find peace in the process of healing together. Some twin flame relationships are romantic in nature, while others are for personal growth or to accomplish a joint mission. This card serves as a reminder that the purpose of your twin flame journey is to help align you with the best version of yourself. So remain open, willing, and accepting of where your path leads. Don't worry or wonder or wait. If you stay the course, you will align with divine love for yourself and attract to your highest divine partner of this lifetime.
Deep. Deep.
I like that. I like that. That really does kind of touch on everything. Like even like when it comes down to like the healing, like I do want her to heal. I do want any person that came across me any type of way to heal. Even my abuser.
Yep.
I want him to heal.
Absolutely. So that they if they heal, they can't hurt anybody else. They
Straight
won't
like
want to
that.
hurt anybody else. Let me say that. They could, but they wouldn't want to.
Mhm. Okay. Let's see. Emotionally collected. Oh, dang, that was quick. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's really just a time for us to go inward, shadow work, learn how to integrate.
Wow.
They really want us to just sit with ourselves and who we are. Because the more that we sit with ourselves and who we are and release dead weight, walk away, you've wasted enough time. Yeah. This much as it's great to have community, it's not great when that community isn't for you. When you like anything that's too good for you, if you have it for too much or too long, it might not be good for you anymore. You have to know when to let it go and when spirit's saying no. And when spirit's saying no, drop it before you burn yourself. For real. Because I can imagine if I would have ignored my spiritual side eye with the situation with my mentor, what that could have snowballed into. I don't even want to think about it. Because, okay. Take your time, move cautiously. Yeah. And put yourself first. Stop overextending. Yeah.
Interesting.
This is a soft girl summer.
Wow.
It's not a hottie girl summer, it's a soft girl summer.
I just mentioned soft girl too earlier in the reading. I was like, some people might be scared to show up as a soft girl because they feel like they gonna get taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. And that's dealing with that shadow portion of yourself
Yeah.
and like realizing that it's okay to be when you're with the right people because you let go of the dead weight, it's okay to be soft and feminine and taken care of because you're not in a place where you have to hide any emotions. And that flows perfectly into the next step. Oh, yep. Fear in reverse. Let go of fear.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Yeah, they don't. Ooh, dang. These things is jumping. Relieved.
Relieved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Letting go
Yeah,
of fear, actually. Yeah.
it's really just battling ourselves. We battle our own demons at this point. It's
Because
not
they
even
can't
nobody
touch
else.
us. Because they're saying
Yeah.
us, so it must be ours.
Mhm. All right, let me do one more card. How will we do once we start battling? Hope. Yeah. Mm. Protecting your feelings. Yeah. Heavy on the boundaries. Love. Overwhelmed in reverse. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What does the collective
Alright.
to surrender to kind of be in control of their own boundaries?
Dang, slow down came out again.
Slow down.
Different deck.
So maybe just like being in control and moving too damn fast.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're oh, okay. Shadow work popped out, and the way
Okay.
that slow down is like it's like yin yang. It's making me think you need to ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
What is your ego asking you to do and why? What is your shadow asking you to do and why?
So so ego is with Leo energy, right? It's with your sun
Mm,
sign.
mm,
And shadow is with your moon energy, right?
mm.
Um and moon is over which house? What is that? Fourth house? I think that's fourth house.
That sounds right. His fourth house would be home.
Cancer. Home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
Mm,
like the moon energy. So when looking into those placements, like can you give us a card for the fourth house?
mm. Yeah.
And give us a card for the fifth house.
Okay. Hard for that. Let me ask the question, is it more like retaining or releasing? And in my head, it's looking like a cocoon. Like you're gonna peel off the layers that you need and grow into the new ones.
Filling out the layers.
Hangman in reverse.
For fourth
Fourth
house?
house. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Needless sacrifice. Fear sacrifice. Fifth house, please. You guys, that's a lot of cards. Please have one card. Thank you. This is 8 of pipes in reverse,
For the fifth
which is
house?
self-acceptance, freedom, new perspective.
So
Oh, so you don't have to sacrifice your comfort to be accepted.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You don't have to sacrifice yourself, you said, to be in comfort?
Mhm.
Okay. You don't have to sacrifice yourself to be in comfort. So
Yeah.
releasing those layers of skin, like you said, in the cocoon. And then as soon as you said that, I thought about butterflies. I thought about how beautiful the butterfly is versus the cocoon. Okay.
Mm.
The Eight of Pipes is what? The Eight of Swords, or what is that? What's pipes? Eight of
That's a
Swords?
great question. I look this up every day. 1 second.
Look, I'm about to look it
We're
up.
going to it right now. Go to files.
It's about the Piper show.
Pipe.
Oh, it's wands.
Swords.
Oh,
Oh.
it's swords? Is it
Mhm.
swords? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, they must have thought I was saying nine of the Eight of Wands. It's source energy, so that's the mind. Okay. And you said you don't have to sacrifice yourself. Guess I should have known that because the Eight of Swords in reverse is self-sacrificing. It's something that is yourself when the swords energy. That's the mind energy. Very interesting. Very interesting. Um, so do you see that, the minute that I don't want to say the minute because this is the spiritual journey is every day. I don't want to give anybody any false hopes out here, right? Um, in the reading, the energy that you're reading, do you feel as if like once we start peeling those layers off, right? Once we start peeling those layers off, do you feel like changes coming fairly quickly? Because we talking about the fourth and the fifth house here.
High priestess. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Said in our bag,
All right,
okay?
like, hey, let
That's
me
what
just
you
remind you of who
missing.
you are. Let me remind you of who you are. Okay, I got that. They like high priestess, and it flipped out like, what are you talking about? You forgot?
No, literally, it was
Okay,
like
okay, cool. That's cool. That's cool energy. That's cool energy. Anything else you want to share?
let's see. Anything else that y'all got?
Yeah,
Power front.
the higher front.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
That makes sense though.
Okay, contracts. Okay,
Mhm.
I love that.
Oh, dang, that just and the Empress, okay.
And the Empress.
Mhm. That's crazy. 3 for 3 on the Major Arcana. 3. That's 1.
Come over some. Come
2.
over some. Look, come over some. Okay,
2.
yes.
And then 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's a lot of let's see. Earth and water energy. I like it. All
Just
right.
I
Yep,
like
that's all I got.
okay. So 213 up there on the angel number, it says 213 brings a message from your spirit guides to be aware how others are communicating with you right now. Watch the inflection of their voice and their body language. Someone may be saying one thing, but their energy is giving something else. Your guides want you to go with the energy you are feeling. Go with the energy that you are feeling. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Divine. All right. First card out for me, Eight of Pentacles.
Yeah.
All right. Money coming, a divine wish being granted. Go with what you are feeling. All right. Whatever wishes that you guys are hoping for, that you are asking divine for. I think just the kind of backdoor from EC is that things are coming in. They're coming in. Okay. Six of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Definitely feel as if one, the collective definitely gained something here. Something that you were looking for is going to be very beneficial. All right. Queen of Wands energy. Y'all been looking for a fiery energy. I think I just introduced YouTube to one. um, the Leo house, fifth house is definitely activated. Okay. With the Queen of Wands coming in, being outspoken, being positive, remaining in that energy is very important. Okay. Um, as long as you remain in that positive mindset, I do feel as if the not only the guides will be supporting you, but the justice system will be supporting you as well too. Okay. The justice system is being supported. The Ace of Swords, doubling down on that justice system being supportive towards you and just not getting frustrated with the way things are going is super important with the Ace of Swords coming out. All right. You may feel as if it's a hollow victory because you may be looking up and you see that, you know, people that you have forgiven are getting some type of, I'm told to be nice today. I was going to say crumbs, right? But you see that they're getting something as well too. So I don't want to say crumbs, right? You know, because spirits don't crumb us, but they're getting what they deserve as well too. You just need to focus on what it is that you're doing, the layers that you're peeling off, the butterfly that you're going to be. Okay. I don't know how many butterflies come out of one cocoon, right? Only one butterfly come out of the cocoon, right?
Mhm.
All right, so this isn't like, she mentioned a cocoon. She didn't mention that this was, what else, what comes out? Eggs. It wasn't like eggs being laid where, multiple people are hatching from this. She mentioned a cocoon, one thing, one Ace of Pentacle. Okay, one house, one doorway, one gateway. Okay, one gateway. Spirit has their eyes on you. They don't have their eyes on this other person that is receiving some divine justice over here. Okay. They have their eyes and their energy focused on you. You are the Queen of Wands energy. It's time that you create. Spirit is standing right in front of you. Your familiar is right in front of you. Okay, whether that is a cat, whether that's a dog, whether that's a wolf, whether that is an ego, whether that's a goddamn butterfly from your ancestors saying, this familiar is what I have to send you so you know that I'm sending you these messages. Okay. Somebody might have the same message as you, but what type of reward are you receiving? Okay. Thank you so much, Divine. All right. So the Page of Cups, the King of Pentacles, definitely and then the Six of Swords. Things might get a little rocky along the way. Things might get a little rocky along the way. The Page of Cups, you might have, some type of bad news coming in. Just everything isn't going to be peaches and cream. Everything isn't going to be peaches and cream. You might get declined for something. You plans might get canceled. Working with somebody might happen. Mindsets, you might slip back into old habits and cut somebody the fuck out. All right, shit happens. Shit happens. Get back on your game. Okay? Get right back on your game. And who you were yesterday is definitely not who you are today. It's definitely not who you are today. When you show up today, just remember that you're abundant. Okay? When you show up today, remember that you're either creating something or you are making something. Okay? Creating something or making something. Two different energies. You making some money today. Okay, that check got deposited. You ain't even moved out your bed today. But the check got deposited. You didn't post shit. You didn't go to work. You ain't, you didn't create anything today. Just don't overdo it. Just don't overdo it. Okay. But don't forget who you are. Just don't overdo it though. Don't feel like you have to be showing up some type of way. All right. I'm
Heavy
gonna
on the
pull.
don't feel like you have to fill up some type of way.
Right.
Mm.
I'm gonna pull one Cali card, and then you had another oracle you were gonna pull from.
I pulled from all of mine,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, no, I did. Yeah.
Okay. She's not pulled from all mine. Okay. Uh, Thank you so much, Divine Mother. Can I have one Cali card? The Cali Oracle is kind of long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read what the Chamunda is always behind us. Okay. Kadaya. Okay. Number 9, ninth house is activated. Sagittarius energy. This is actually a weapon, a spiritual weapon. She cuts heads off with this weapon. And very interesting that that weapon came up and Chamunda also came up. Okay. Chamunda is she looks kind of scary, but she's not. She's actually not. She's actually, well, I'm saying she's not, but anybody that meets her, for you ain't supposed to be over here in this business type of energy. She's wow. But yeah, anywho. All right, let me give y'all this. Okay. So this is a holy sword. Okay. And Kadija is the Sanskrit word for sword. All right. So the sword severs and breaks and destroys. It can be a symbol of truth that and the need of the soul to let go of something or let go of someone. Even though the attachment of the ego may demand that we remain connected out of fear and loss, um, out of out of the fear of loss or the fear of the pain of loss. Her sword knows the attachments required for severing. Okay, because we feel it is needed and beneficial, only to realize later, if at all, that we have outgrown it. Then it becomes the best thing, slowing down our. Then it becomes at best the things that were slowing down our awakening, and at worst, the direct impediment of our spiritual growth. Our awareness can never be complete when we are determined to remain attached and unwilling to see the truth that threatens that attachment. We may admit sometimes something is wrong, but choose to believe that if we just change ourselves or we work harder to heal the other person, then negativity will transform into something positive. This becomes us trapped in an impossible situation of our own creation. Knowing something is not working, but we are not capable of letting it go, fooling ourselves into thinking that we can heal or transform through methods that cannot accomplish the task. Okay. So it says when Kali Diva's sword appears in a message, she advises that whatever we are struggling with can and should be handed over to our higher power. She will sever the threads of attachment, and we can trust that if someone or something is meant to remain in our lives or to return according to divine love and wisdom, then it shall be. If we need to go against divine love to keep something, it can only create suffering. She will not only remove that impediment on our path, but support you. So the release brings you joy rather than endless sorrows. Okay. So this absolutely talks about if you don't want to let it go, she gonna go ahead and remove it. Okay. So whatever is holding you back, that fear, I do know that Callie is like, nah, not my baby. Not my baby, not my daughter, not my sister. And that's how our spirit guides are. That's how our ancestors are. At some point through the journey, if you guys didn't learn anything else that we shared on here about the spiritual sanctuary and how it came about, and how the people, how the collective still thrives through, it should be that her testimony, that EC testimony is, I didn't want to let it go. That at some point it just clicked and like, nah, and that's all of us. That's all of us. That's my testimony as well too. Okay, that's my testimony as well too. I didn't want to take my foot off motherfuckers' necks. I didn't want to stop exposing certain people that have hurt me. I wanted them to take accountability. But spirit was like, I got other plans for you today. Okay, I got other plans for you today, and you're definitely about to receive whatever this is that you're supposed to receive. And I got these people handled. There's justice over here, and I'm bringing that Ace of Pentacles towards you. You just really got to release that fear, because we are High Priestess. I didn't pull the High Priestess. She pulled three major arcanas back to back: the High Priestess, the Empress, and the, what was it? The Hermit, the
Hierophant.
Hierophant, the Hierophant. Okay, divine contracts, divine contracts. So y'all took on this. Y'all took this life on.
No, for real.
Yeah. You have anything else to
Unfortunately,
share?
unfortunately. Um, no, I'm like amazed. I don't know, it's just really nice space.
It was really nice. It really was nice. I felt it. I felt it. Okay, I really felt it. So you guys check out your fourth house and your fifth house and your moon and your sun sign. Y'all, any other placements you think that the collective should be working on that has really
Uh,
you?
Progress charts look at your moon and your rising. And if your sun has moved, look at that too. You just want to look at where you're at and how your chart is interacting with the current environment. Um, when you're looking at that, you want to look at the houses. You're trying to see like what conjunctions are happening, what major conjunctions, or if there are any, and if there's any trines or any benefits. Just look to see where you are in your chart and kind of get yourself a little like, okay, I need to maybe watch my mouth because my moon is conjunct my Mars, and the Mars is also in Aries. I don't know what it's in right now. Aries for the next 2 weeks, and this transit with my fire sign, but it could land me in jail. So, like, it's just
Woo!
knowing who you are, you know?
Yes, very
Um,
important. I never mentioned progress charts. I'm actually happy that you talked about that. I never mentioned progress charts. So when I, even though I use them, I look at the transits, I use them. It was astrologer Hood Mystic that actually was the first one to really kind of introduce me to progress charts, because whenever a cycle is going on, he is talking about, okay, this is what's going to happen. Him and another astrologer, Hattie Life, on YouTube.
mhm.
These two people are on YouTube. Do you use progress charts with your clients a lot,
I
or like, is
I
that something
honestly
people can
don't.
come to you for? Y'all don't come to me for a progress chart. That's not my
Yeah, I don't.
expertise.
I'm not allowed to offer. Well, actually, I haven't asked in about a year. But last time I asked, I'm not allowed to offer astrological readings to the
Okay.
general public. I'm only allowed to do it for friends and family and stuff like that because I get too deep.
Okay.
Now I have to ask again. Might be no still. But if you slide in my DMs with a question about a specific placement, I can help you with it. Now, if you want a
Okay.
whole chart reading, that is not gonna happen, and I
Okay.
will refer you to amazing people that I
Okay.
know.
Okay. 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 I do chart readings. I do chart breakdowns and stuff, y'all. I was talking about that the progressive because it's like day to day, year to year, month to month. Now some people
Yeah,
do
it's
get into
crazy.
it where they'll give you your whole thing, y'all. I really believe, in charging or bartering when it comes to exchanging energy, that it definitely is an exchange of energy. So y'all, we are going to close this up. All right. That's definitely exchanging energy because we'll go down the cycle. Okay. We'll go down the cycle talking about people charts, and you can have this in this house and this in this house, and then this is happening. Okay. Listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on here, sharing your positivity, your story, your energy, your spiritual sanctuary. I don't feel as if I did it a little justice, but just what you have built. Um, you have the spiritual sanctuary, and we did not talk about the Geneva app, but we will touch on that next time. It is invite only. Um, but it's very beautiful. Y'all get to know these communities that Essie has really built. Get to know her, get to know her family, online, offline. A lot of good healing energy, advice, and just like a very safe space, y'all. Very, very safe space. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your guy for sharing his time with us as well too. And the energy is felt, the love is felt from both sides as always. And I hope you come back to visit us. And I thank you for sharing your spaces with me as well too. I do.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all make sure y'all check her out. Um, stalk her a little bit, but don't energy harvest, but stalk her, y'all. Stalk her, y'all. Like y'all stalk me, stalk her. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
a whole website full of resources and stuff like that, so if you
yes,
go
she
to my
does.
links in my bio, you can stalk all of my little writings, you can stalk other people's writing, and maybe even stalk a therapist for yourself too, I don't know, whatever you're feeling like.
Hey, hey. So you got a paralegal, you got a therapist, you got lawyers, you got bus drivers, you got people that work at the
We
airport
trying to
over
have
there, you got Reiki healers,
all that.
okay? You got all types of healers, and it's a whole community, y'all. It's really a whole community. And it's very beautiful. She took her time with it. I feel like she took a lot of time with it, okay? But it's right on time. It's not behind, not ahead. It's right on time for exactly what you guys are looking for. So, if you don't want to be a part of the occult, or if you want to be a part of the occult and the sanctuary, that's absolutely fine, okay? Y'all don't judge us with what we do over here, because this is all a non-judgment zone. And I'm sending you guys peace, love, positive energy, and I want y'all to have a wonderful night. I'm gonna catch y'all in the Astros if y'all dream about us.
Just say hi, don't do
Just
nothing
say hi.
weird.
Don't be scared. Don't be like, oh, she didn't gathered up somebody to attack me over here too. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay, y'all. We're
I'm
not doing.
literally gonna sleep so good tonight, I'm probably not gonna be conscious of nothing. So,
I'm off tomorrow too. So I'm off tomorrow. I'm like, I think these kids is going to the kolache factory in the morning. I've been cooking all week. So, and then thank you, Lori, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my moderator. Okay. She didn't have to send nobody up out of here. But I just thank you for being here. Okay, my baby. Okay. Right. Have
yes,
a
thank
wonderful day on
you.
purpose. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
We out.